critical critique, or rather critical analysis. We are going to talk about Jamaica's cross campaigns. We are also talking about ODM's progress, and we are touching on the aspects about the ex-KDF soldier, Patrick Sotoy, alongside the other fella within the FBI that have been arrested on suspicious aspects to do with a coup in Kenya. So the DCI have had to arrest 2 members so far from the organization known as FBI, Fight Brutality in Kenya, right? So let's see the unraveling story. Of course, the first person who was arrested was arraigned in court and was had to go scot-free, not scot-free actually, but was released on bond so that the awaiting charges be taken after investigations. Having been found with a weapon without a license, and the fact that they have been training a lot on shooting, they are suspected to be planning a coup. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching in Kenya, you remember the story of Boniface Mwangi, who was arrested at some point, and they had to lay charges of related to, militia kind of. But later on, they had to change those charges and give something else. Now, when you look at this ex-KDF member, he was very untouched while in behind the bus in Kahawa. And then the COUP Shakur also visited, and we saw him in the car saying that let them come and arrest. And of course, they did arrest him. So, of course, for those of you who are not aware, there is a special unit that has been released across the country to go about and arrest individuals on charges of either criminal or as well as the alleged militia. So currently in Kenya, Fatuma Aden, welcome on board. I had another Aden here the other day, known as Adenu. All right, so welcome on board and thank you so much. Masinizin, wow. All right, thank you. Thank you so much for your presence. And you can like the video, subscribe to the video, and continue supporting my journey in this political analysis. It's not easy, guys. I'm really trying all I can. So Fatuma, then big up to you. Masinizin. Hey, that name sounds like some kind of alliteration in poetry. All right, thank you so much and welcome on board, guys. So in Kenya, things are burning up, guys. There's some sort of fear in the government, especially after the Gen Z following the Sabasaba, and then what happened later on. Now, of course, in ODM, you can see some fights here and there. Antara Naskar, welcome on board and thank you so much for being here. Big up to you. Guys, like the video. We say kiss the video, kiss the video. Fatuma Aden, like the video. Masinizin, alliteration or name. Like the video. Antara Naskar, like the video. I want to see the thumbs up. Today I'm targeting at least 20 likes. And I'll be so appreciative, guys. Yeah. So, you realize that there's special forces that have been released in the country, Kenya. If you're in Kenya, you know that. If you don't know now, I'm informing you. There is a special unit that has been released in Kenya to all regions. And they'll be going about as civilians, but looking for the criminals. Or rather, a group that is maybe supposed to have joined the FBI, which is the militia kind of group. Because from the arrest of COUP Shahud and the arrest of Patrick Osoy, they think that there's a possible looming planned coup. So that's why they are doing what they are doing. So be careful out there in whichever groups you're sitting with, whatever activities you're doing, be safe and careful. Yeah. So let's go to the news and get to dig more about what happened. As I've given you in summary already, Shahur was arrested and awaiting further charges because he's a member of the FBI movement that has been discovered to have, joined efforts, especially most of them are J Mystery. Teacher, why are you late? Student, because of the sign on the road. Teacher, what sign? Student, go slow. School ahead. Oh my goodness. J Mystery, welcome on board. Hey, Arthur. Okay, so J Mystery, thank you so much. This boy here is almost crashing my charger. So J Mystery, thank you so much. Welcome on board and thank you for the like. I don't know who liked, but I appreciate that like. And we are targeting 30 likes today. So Fatuma Adan was the first top fan. Thank you. Masinizin was the second top fan. Big up to you. The third fan is J Mystery. I really appreciate. Antara Naskar, where did you go? So thank you. And I really appreciate your presence, guys. Yeah. So, as I was saying, the government seems to be shaken and they'll do anything if they suspect that you are a danger. So be careful, conduct activities that will not create suspicion and deal with the situations around you. So, the arrest of Patrick Osoi and COUP Shakir actually has led us to understand that there was a group known as FBI. I didn't know about that until recently. Yep. So the FBI movement came up as a group to fight brutality in Kenya. After the brutal movement of CS Murkomen, whereby he decided that they should shoot and kill. Then the president said they should shoot in the legs so that they go to court liming. Now, allegedly, the DCI have discovered that there's a group known as FBI. And that group is formed by people who are trained already because they were soldiers. Most of them are ex-soldiers. Others are those police who are not satisfied with their task or duty, or they feel humiliated. And therefore, now the government is afraid because for once, we've not been seeing the police involved in anything to do with a revolt or a party against the government. So there seems to be a fear, and that is why you can see that there's been a special group that has been sent across regions all over the places to check around and see who are the criminals, who are the militia, So let's listen to this part. I know you might have watched news and seen this, but I'm just focusing on this. That's why I have to play it. So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate for your love and presence. Really, really be blessed. Wagwan. For anybody from Jamaica, because I'm going to cover news from Jamaica also. PNP and JLP, you really amaze me. Karen going to cross-campaign with JNP. I'm like, what? Hey, can you actually see in Kenya somebody from a different party going to campaign with another one? That's amazing. All right, so let's go for it.
At fighting police brutality and impunity. Osoi, who was arrested on Tuesday, was arraigned at the Kahawa Law Courts but not charged after prosecutors sought 14 days to complete investigations. He is expected to face 4 counts, including possession of a firearm and ammunition without a certificate, as well as offenses linked to terrorism. COUP Shakur, on his part, was arrested when he showed up in court in solidarity with his friend, as Gatete Njoroge now reports. Standing tall and defiant, clad in a black t-shirt boldly emblazoned with the name Osoi the Sixth, as he calls himself, Patrick Osoi faced his accusers behind the bars of the Kahawa Law Courts just hours after his arrest in Langata. A former KDF officer, Osoi was apprehended for allegedly forming a group that brings together disgruntled current and former security officers.
The movement, which uses the name FBI, which means Fighting Brutality and Impunity, wear uniforms and caps resembling military regalia. They have also been captured on camera with assault rifles while training at shooting range fields. The prosecution. Osoi, who is the team leader of the movement out to probe police excesses in the country, was not charged after the prosecution requested for 14 days to detain him.
All right. The news are out there, and you got the gist of everything here, the ginger in the house. So guys, is this fear by the government? Is there any reality in this truth? Because when you talk of ammunition, we find that a lot of Kenyans seem to have ammunition. I don't know, because there is a time we've seen the recollection, this ammunition being recalled and some people return, and so it is what it is. Now, it seems that this special group of FBI has shaken Kenya to the core.
Former KDF officer and U.S. Army veteran Patrick Nyambaka Osoi was arraigned at Kahawa Law Courts. Osoi is accused of creating a group called Fighting Brutality and Impunity, alias FBI, with plans to recruit ex and serving security personnel.
So the worry here is that this guy, Osoi, is recruiting the police. And the police, they're not just any police, but those who are disgruntled, those who are unsatisfied with the situation of either their service or their country or something like that. Automatically, adding 1 + 1, the government thinks that these people are after a coup. And therefore, that is why they have begun arresting them and arraigning them in court. We will be waiting for the verdict later, because as you've heard, they're going to take 14 days into, more examination, cross-examination, before they decide what to do. Meanwhile, while his friend came to court, he was arrested, and they're waiting for charges to be laid. Possibly, I don't know when, but that's what they're fighting for. Yeah. And during the court session, a lot of people actually went there to see what will happen.
The defense counsel applied to have the investigation officer cross-examined on her motion and affidavit, which is
now let's get to more. Let's get to more and different aspects here.
You have all heard the word Bejika, but did you know what it is? Elvis Kosgei, KTN, was being held.
Timo, hi, welcome on board.
20.
Like the video, please.
And immediately, within the precincts of the court, ATPU, the anti-terror police unit, picked them up, took them around, and then today they were presented at Kahawa Law Court with a new and fresh charge of committing acts of terrorism.
Timo, thank you so much.
Apparently pertaining the 25th of June, 2025, which we all know was a commemoration of the Gen Zs that were killed during the finance bill protest.
The second national summit of the county peer review
mechanism. It is what it is. Of course, those who are arrested and those who are around them give a different story. Who is telling the truth? That we are yet to wait. In Kenya, that's how things happen. But then, it's clear that there's a looming fear in the government about any groups that will be forming up from now. And that is why, guys, I've told you, there is a special unit or group that has been delivered in every other regions. They are going to stand against people, sitting in groups, people lazing around, and I know much and much will come out. This group is targeting to stop people from forming parties or groups, or rather, talking even against government. And therefore, anytime you might be arrested and arraigned in court. So, me and you should watch out. All right. So the next aspect that I am shocked about is Jamaica, Jamaican in the house, wagwan, 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 wagwan in the house. Jamaican people, you amaze me. When I watch your politics, they're on another level. Recently, there was a young guy who switched from PNP to JLP. Now today, I watched Karen Cross campaigning with JLP. Let's just watch this, and I was like, in Kenya, can that happen? Could we really have one party member going to a zone of a different party and then, campaigning from there? It would be amazing, if such an environment would be created where there's no animosity and even two parties can stand and everybody gives their agenda and the rally just ends peacefully, it would be heaven, heaven on earth. So let's watch this. JLP is one party that is different from PNP in Jamaican politics. For those who don't know, Jamaica are going to have their elections this year. Just like Ivory Coast will do the same. Cameroon, Tanzania, Uganda, and which other country? So many countries having elections, right? So, Jamaica are campaigning. A lot of people are campaigning. Karen is actually a former teacher who is campaigning for MP seat she wants to represent New Elizabeth. And they were found in northwest Manchester. And do you know, two different parties, two different members, they were campaigning together. Let's see this. Amazing, right? So the lady, Karen, is from PNP, while the gentleman is from JLP, known as Damian Young.
Yes, guys, so in addition to all of that excitement, we know the baptism of Iguan. So as you can see right here, a PNP in the constituency, going at the green shirt, and yes, a big round of applause by her community members, and the ringing of the bell and the welcoming. There she is, yes, she not take it off. Right there, so show her labor rights.
Must be totally green, no green. Everybody must come over to the Jamaica Labour Party for a prosperous Greenville and a prosperous Northwest Manchester. Welcome on, Dash. Come on, Dash. That we bring this PNP was never seen any growth and transformation in this community.
If there is a place I would actually wish to go to, it's the Caribbean island. Caribbean island is very beautiful with a lot of waters and seafood, They have lobsters, they have different varieties of fish. If you take crab and all those sorts of food. And Jamaica has plenty of food, And politics is hot there right now. And you can see Wagwan. People jumping around Aire, and saying, yeah, man, and one love. Very interesting, right? And my question is just that if you've watched what happened in Jamaica yesterday, do you expect that would happen in Kenya in this space? Like one party campaigning together with the other? Can that happen? It's my wonder. It's kind of question I'm raising here, and you can give your views. I don't know whether Timo, are you from Kenya? J Ministry, where are you from? What about Antara Naskir, Masil, Masinsin, and we had Fatuma Aden? Right. So J Ministry brought some very interesting conversation. Teacher, why are you late? Student, because of the sign on the road. Teacher, what sign? Student, go slow, school ahead. Did you understand this in relation to our discussion? All right. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't get it, forget about it. It is what it is. Yeah. So guys, I was just shocked a lot by the politics of Jamaica. They have been so amazing, you know. So amazing. I wouldn't imagine Karen going to a JLP rally where Damian Young is, and they simply cross campaign, you know. You dress up your yellow, and suddenly you dress up green. This tells you that leaders, they just stand in those parties because that is where possibly they want to buy from, or maybe their zone is more of that party, but they are never enemies. However, in Kenya, such a situation may not happen. And now we move to the third point in our discussion. Annabelle, Nani, Arthur, slow down. You are making a lot of noise in my video, actually. Hey. Hey, what the hell? Are you fighting with plates? All right. So, the reality of matters is that in Kenya, it's not possible for cross-campaigning. You cannot campaign for another party or around another party and have peace. No, 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 no. Now, let's get to the third story of SIFUNA. SIFUNA has been in a controversial situation. SIFUNA is the senator of Nairobi, and he speaks with a lot of confidence, but then he seems to rely so much on what the party says, because one day he stands up, says that CSs in ODM have resigned from government, and 2 days later he stands up to say that they are supporting the government aspect, and we're confused. You know, up to now I'm confused. I do not know. Those things are going to fall. Annabelle, Teresa, get out from there. I said when I'm doing a video, all right, so guys, it's in Kenya, you've seen what has happened. All right, why not Joseph Wambura? Welcome here, welcome on board. Thank you for showing up. Big up to you. Good evening. Good evening. I hope you've had a good day. And remember to give a like to the video. Today we are targeting 20 likes. And I'm hoping that we'll be there. So guys, thank you J Mystery, Antara Naskar, Timo, why not Joseph Wambura, and any other person who has shown up. Fatuma Aden, Masinsin, welcome and thank you so much. All right, Wambura, hi, I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a very good day. And this is a very pleasant night before we sleep, right? So, SIFUNA has been campaigning for an exit from ODM. He went even to a TV station and he said he is ready to move out. Now after that, there was a Kakamega rally and he came out to say strongly what he said. Atwoli was even surprised. And then some 2 days later, after a funeral in Migori, we saw that the ODM party again came together and they came to say they are standing with the government, only that they are forming a group, a task force. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I felt like we are being downplayed as citizens, something, you know. I didn't understand what was happening. Ladies and gentlemen, if you understand what ODM is doing, let me know. But up to now, I do not know what's happening, guys. Now, so far, we've seen an explosive power clash, you know, an explosive power clash that has happened with Jared Okello being mentioned as a possible replacement of SIFUNA, guys. So it's possible that Edwin SIFUNA might be soon replaced by Jared Okello. Let's listen to this You know, when these people go public, we go with them. We flow with the vibe and begin asking questions, raising questions, and predicting what's coming. So there's a possibility that Sifuna will be shown the door because he said that he's ready to walk out of ODM. So let's see whether he will take the challenge. The challenge, you know.
Noise, that is your business.
A storm is brewing within the orange.
Stoppable. Whether you are an activist or senator from Nairobi, you're making noise, that is your business.
A storm is brewing within the Orange Democratic
Oh my
Movement
God.
as ignited fierce debates.
Let's check more.
Back all governments
That you know, because you think you know, it is going.
that has won him a favor among those who see the alliance as a path to national stability.
We have brains and we know where the country is coming from and where the country is going. So when we make a decision to work with the president, you cannot come and lecture us. That you know, because you think you know better English. Don't lecture us. We are brains and we have made a decision to work with President Ruto. And it is unstoppable. It's going to happen.
The proposal to replace Sifuna came from Alego Usonga, Member of Parliament, Honorable Sama.
So this is a member of parliament, you know. He is a member of ODM party. You wouldn't say he's speaking for himself, is he? I believe what he's saying is something that most of them have marshaled. They have sat together, decided, and come to pour it to the public now and prove to Sifuna that he better toes the line or he will be shown the door. And this is not just a threat. The way parties happen to behave in Kenya, you either dance to the tune, do what they want, or walk away. Now, maybe Sifuna should now make a decision whether he's going to be an independent candidate, just like Babu is ready to do so. And if he really meant what he said when he recently was in an interview, let's see whether he will do it. And he will prove that he's not hypocritical as Oroba said it the other day.
Thandi during a public event at the Kenya Kwanza government in a candid his public critique has ruffled feathers among about the Kenya Kwanza deal. However, like Altandi, Mark Nyamita and Tom Ojenda align with Okello, championing the broad-based government as a means to secure tangible benefits for their regions. They point to appointment.
Yeah, so guys, the major reason why we are seeing these rankles, every other leader, the MPs, the governors, the senators feel like the broad-based government has enabled them to marshal funds or resources for their own people. And of course, currently it's about people now fighting for their regions. And it has come out with a lot of, selfish interests, with a lot of quarrels, with a lot of campaigns that are not just quite clear to anybody. So let's continue to see what will happen. But the ruffling of feathers everywhere in Kenya is actually something that is worrying the space for political democracy. Because what is happening is many of the leaders are defending their thirst, their pockets, and therefore they do not speak because they are speaking for citizens. They are speaking on behalf of their constituencies, as they say in public. But the reality is it's because of the, what is their benefit? What particular benefit do they have as individuals? Do they want to remain in cold or do they want to be in the warmth? And the warmth here is the government, of course. And as clearly known, the broad-based government is offering them that warmth while staying in opposition and talking against the government is staying in the cold. So we continue seeing these power clash threats, that always sail on Raila's legacy, So let's get here also and see something else that I saw just some minutes ago.
Speaker, it is embarrassing, and I have to begin by saying it is absolutely ludicrous when it comes to a point where the people we fight so much for, the county governments, to be able to get money, end up collecting on-source revenue. But when they collect on-source revenue, they don't convert that money into services leading to boycotts by traders because of lack of basic services like sanitation, water, security in their markets. Mr. Speaker, it really begs the question, why are we here then? Why are we fighting for these traders? Why are we fighting for these county governments to make money, to get money? Every so often, when we have business in the order paper that revolves around division of revenue, all of us are here. And we are diligent in making sure that we fight for our counties to get money. Mr. Speaker, I don't know when we are going to teach these governors to run counties as if they are businesses. They need to get business 101. When you talk about business, you have to look for profit. And the only way you can make profit is by ensuring that you've got the following factors. One, you've got your environment of business being perfect. Number two, you've got the after sales, services. Now, in this case, you expect traders to be able to collect money to pay you taxes. But you don't give a hoot about their toilets. You don't build them in the first place. So, Mr. Speaker, these are the kind of things that we need to investigate. I have coming up the other day. We want to see those kind of services where we are fixing up.
All right. So Senator Ledama Olekina, of course, all of you know that he is close to the opposition than the government. And not all people in opposition are speaking for the people. Most of them speak for themselves. And when you see now other groups coming up like the FBI, you've seen the United Opposition Party, and so many others, there is a drop of a bombshell day after day, Now, remember, the United Opposition was attacked in Muranga. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why do you think this happened? Why did this happen? Now, let's get to another part. Babu Owino is another one.
Funded your campaigns. Ushaisikia watu wakisema tumekuwa ukiuza madao. Umeisikia kitu kama hiyo. Unajua unaweza kuwa unasenganywa na ujui.
Mambo ni mengi sana. Mambo ni mengi sana hii nchi. Hii nchi mimi mwenyewe nitafanyia watu wako kazi. So mimi niko na contract na Mungu kufanyia watu wake kazi. So nilipoingia pale
mtampia
on top of ile 4,200. So ati uko na young family.
Hakuna.
Si upigane utoke ama umalizwe. So mambo ilikuwa hivyo.
Yes.
Na mimi kwa hii Nairobi ni kama nimelala kwa cells zote za hii Nairobi. Hata wakati wa hiyo
ukiwa mbunge.
Hata before hiyo student leadership mimi pia nilikuwa nashikwa hiyo maandamano, pelekwa kotini. Lakini uzuri
madhara, lakini uzuri hiyo time haikuwa na ukuta.
Lakini uzuri mimi nilianza kushikwa primary school.
Yes, ile ya Chang'aa.
Ile ya Chang'aa. So hata wakiniingiza huko ni kama wamenipeleka nyumbani. Nimezoea.
So ukazurishwa ukiwa abducted mpaka Kenya.
Now, of course,
wakienda watu kutoka bottom Supreme Court wakaweka judges wa 6. Waka make a decision ya kwamba sikuiba kura. Nilichaguliwa vizuri, inafani sawa. Hiyo ni after 2 years. Na hiyo within 2 years, umejua hiyo psychological pressure. Juu kila mjumbe anajua wewe ushaingia pale. Hapo hata kupata ile loan
you became the MP Embakasi East.
Mtu wa mtaa, mimi ni mtu wa ghetto. Wale watu
are going to leave this place a better place.
Na wakukuja ndio wako wengi.
Oh yes.
So tusishtuliwe sana. Unasema kweli, wacha ile kidogo yenye iko, let us share. Ile kidogo yenye iko, let us provide a solution. Kama kuna bursaries, wacha tupeane bursaries. Ndio maana nimepeana bursaries every year 25,000 bursaries. Napeana every year na mimi mwenyewe, na hakuna mjumbe yeyote hapa nchini Kenya ambaye anapeana bursary kwa mkono. Naenda kupeana forms bila kuangalia kabila na jina, kisha narudi na cheti, vyeti, checks. checks.
Yes.
Tena nakupatia basari checks kwa mkono. Wale ambao
sio kutumana,
si tumani
kwa mkono.
Unajua shida.
Yes.
Najua huyo mtoto wako. Chenye unaweza chukua aende shule, chukua aende shule. Mimi najua umuhimu wa shule.
Yes.
So, kuingia pale nilipelekwa high court.
Yes. Oh.
Election petition.
All right. So, of course, all of you know that Babu was on interview at Kameme FM. And he gave a different impression from what people say and what he is. He got a chance to explain about himself. Because remember, almost every other politician, Annabelle, I don't like what you're doing. Every other politician always faces backlash and propaganda. So if you're not careful, you're gonna face a lot of problems. So here, of course, Babu Owino tried to tell Baba, inside here, tried to tell Baba to, or it belongs to Ima. Yeah, so he told Baba to actually apologize to the citizens for whatever has happened. I don't know what will happen. So guys, we didn't have so much to talk about, but at least I've spent time to do a live stream here. And I thank you all for coming by. I really appreciate your presence. Continue sharing my videos, like, and, you know, just pull me up. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.